Welcome back. This episode is the community resource, and tonight it's the University of Kentucky College of Medicine. And my next guest is Dr. Chris Feddock. Let me try to get this right. Senior Associate Dean for Medical Student Education. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right.
That's correct.
So you kind of, in terms of the medical school, you look at the applicants. So tell me a little about who they are and who the students are.
Sure. You know, we have almost 3,000 applications a year. About 500 of those are from Kentucky residents, and the rest are really from out-of-state students. And they really run the gamut. You know, a lot of different backgrounds and whatnot. You know, I think science majors are probably the most common, but we've also had students with majors in art and math and international studies. So there's really a large variety, and all of those different majors can really add to our atmosphere within the College of Medicine.
How many students do you take?
So right now we're expanding the college. So on our Lexington campus, we take about 126 students. We have 10 students that are part of our Moorhead Rural Physician Leadership Program. So they spend the first 2 years in Lexington, and then they do all of their clinical rotations at the St. Clair Hospital in Moorhead. And then this fall, we're opening our first regional campus. So in 2015, in order to improve Kentucky's physician shortage, the University of Kentucky College of Medicine decided to open up regional campuses. So July 2018 will be our inaugural class in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and it should have about 30 students in it.
Well, you mentioned shortage, and I can tell you as a family physician, we're always looking for family doctors, med-peds doctors. So if you're out there and you're looking for a job, let me know, because it's really hard to educate enough people to do that. Education's not a short process. Tell me how long.
So medical school's 4 years, and that's been challenging because, you know, as I think you talk about on the show frequently, you know, medicine has gotten very complex and there's a lot of new knowledge, and so we have to be very efficient in our time to get through in 4 years.
Then there's residency after that, and it's not a cheap endeavor either.
It is not a cheap endeavor. You know, I think the cost of medical education keeps increasing each year. For us, about in-state tuition is around $40,000 a year, and out-of-state tuition is closer to $65,000 a year.
Now, one thing about Kentucky, though, you kind of guarantee that tuition is going to stay stable for the 4 years you're there?
Correct. That was something we were able to establish. You know, I think one of the most frustrating things for a student to experience is you come in with one tuition, and 3 years later, it's a much higher amount. We lock that in. So the tuition you have first year will be the same tuition you'll have each year throughout your medical school training.
One last question. When I was a student, which is ages ago, I had 3 or 4 women in my class. What's the ratio now?
So our last class was actually 50-50. And that's one of the things we aim for, is to try to make sure the demographics of our medical school classes kind of represent the state of Kentucky.
Well, that's great information. Thank you.